Dolphins fans, welcome into Dolphins Today. I am Will Scott. We're here on the Postgame show breaking down a 30-15 win for the Miami Dolphins over the Houston Texans. The Fins were up 30-0 at halftime, but were shut out by a very bad Houston team, 15-0 in the second half. It's worth noting that a lot of starters rested for most of the second half, including Tua Tagovailoa. He was getting hit pretty hard, and I think Mike McDaniel made the right call taking him out when he did. I'm a little bit surprised that they did not put him back in the game, but still, the Texans, made things a little bit interesting here, making this a 15-point game, a two-possession game, but the Dolphins hold on and win 30-15. For the Texans, Kyle Allen got the start in place of Davis Mills. He looked okay in the second half. Tua Tagovailoa would have thrown for 500 yards had he been in the whole game, but he goes for 299 with a touchdown. Jeff Wilson kind of quiet. Raheem Mostert was not out there. Wilson quiet with 39 yards and a touchdown, averaged 3 yards per carry. Tyreek Hill, meanwhile, had 85 receiving yards, so he passes Justin Jefferson to take the NFL lead back. We do start, though, with Tua Tagovailoa, and I know a lot of talk about this game is going to be, should he have stayed in the game? No. The offensive line was abysmal, and we're going to talk about those injuries here in a second, but the offensive line was not good when Armstead left. Tua was getting hit, and the offensive line in the last couple weeks hadn't given up a sack. That was not the case today. The O-line was a disaster after Armstead left this football game, so I don't necessarily disagree with taking Tua out when they did. I thought that after the Texans made this a two-possession game that they were going to put Tua back in. They didn't. Luckily, the defense did not let the Texans score again, but I would love to see the defense here be, again, a little bit more consistent here down the stretch in the season, because the defense certainly did not look outstanding in the second half. But go down and grade Tua's performance. Type A, B, C, D, or F. Certainly made a couple of risky throws. I would give Tua, though, a B+ for this game. I thought overall he looked pretty solid. But go down in the comments section, grade Tua's performance. Type A, B, C, D, or F. I did mention those injuries on the offensive line. We begin with Terron Armstead. So Terron Armstead left this game with a pectoral injury, did not return. We're still awaiting more on what's wrong or how significant of an injury this is going to be. Barry Jackson of the Miami Herald noted that Armstead missed 5 games after he sustained a pectoral injury in 2018. He told Saints reporters in 2018 that he could deal with the pain, but that the pec injury affected functionality. So we'll see how much time Armstead misses here. Austin Jackson obviously has missed some time this season. He got the start today, but re-injured his ankle against Houston, the same ankle that made him miss north of 5 games. So we certainly hope AJ's okay. Greg Little actually was the starting, I believe, left tackle. And then you had Shell at right tackle on that last drive. And Greg Little, as we all know, was a disaster earlier this year. You're facing a massive issue here if AJ and Terron Armstead are going to miss some time. I mean, you saw how poorly the offensive line played after Terron Armstead left the game. And I've said time and time again this year how valuable Terron Armstead is to this football team. He might be the second most valuable in this team behind Tua Tagovailoa. So if Armstead misses time, I'm very concerned, because look what happened earlier in this season when Armstead missed time. You had 3 straight weeks with your starting quarterbacks leaving due to an injury. I'm concerned overall about this offensive line after today. Before I get into more about that, I want to shout out today's sponsor, Kami Koto Knives. Thanks to them for sponsoring today's show. They make great Japanese steel kitchen knives using traditional techniques that have been honed and perfected by generations of knife smiths. The knives come in a heavy-duty ashwood box, which makes it a great gift this holiday season. Each knife is individually inspected, and they are so confident in their product that they come with a lifetime guarantee. Kami Koto knives are carefully polished. Both blade and handle are satin finished, making them smooth as silk. They're wickedly sharp and perfect for splicing meats and veggies to prepare an amazing meal on every Dolphins game day. Kami Koto knives are used by star chefs all over the world, and they're having a huge holiday sale right now. Plus, my viewers are going to get $50 off plus free shipping if they go to that link and use promo code CHAT, kamikoto.com/chat. I use Kami Koto knives for Thanksgiving. They're fantastic. You're probably going to have family back in town for Christmas. You want to make sure you're preparing them the best possible meal with the best possible knives. That is from Kami Koto. That's the link right there. That link and the promo code going to be in the comments and the description of this video. Let's talk about Tyreek. Again, did not go over 100 yards. Perfectly fine. 6 receptions, 85 yards. And then Jaylen Waddle, 5 receptions, 85 yards for the Penguin. So Waddle and Tyreek with some good games. But we'll talk about River Craycraft as well. 4 receptions, 55 yards for Craycraft in this one. I was impressed with what I saw from him. He was kind of the third wide receiver in this Dolphins offense today. I want to know, who was your MVP of this game? Go down in the comments section. Was it Tua? Was it somebody on the defense? Was it Jaylen Waddle? Go down in the comments section. Talking about the defense, Verone McKinley was awesome, and he had his first career interception against the Texans in the fourth quarter that really sealed this game for the Dolphins en route to a 30-15 victory. So the UDFA out of Oregon got signed to the active roster a couple weeks ago and is certainly making the most of that opportunity, sealing this win for the Dolphins, 30-15 over the Houston Texans. You know, the first half we were all excited. We're all having a great time. And the second half, was just a little bit disappointing. And not just the performance, but I think we're all concerned about Terron Armstead as well and that injury. So unfortunately, we can't be as hyped about this win. But, a win is a win in the National Football League. I don't care who you play. Batman, who is our number 3 wide receiver? I mean, it's mainly been Sherfield. Today it was Craycraft. Craycraft, for some weird reason, hasn't really been active a whole lot in the last couple weeks. He was active today, and he made the most of that opportunity. Fear the Kilt. How bad is Armstead's injury? Excuse me. We don't know really anything right now. We just know it's a pectoral injury, and he missed 5 games in 2018 with a pectoral injury. The Dolphins have 6 games left. And you've seen how bad the offensive line has been without him on the field. So, yeah, Fear the Kilt, I'm concerned. Be sure to subscribe. Turn on your notifications. We'll keep you posted if we hear anything on Armstead. Denetheus, if we don't sign any offensive linemen, I think we're going to have a hard time next week against the Niners. I'm with you. But, even if you sign a guy like Bobby Massey, he's not going to be ready to play next week. That's the issue. And the trade deadline is passed, so you cannot trade for a Laramie Tunsil or a Taylor Moton, which is unfortunate. So the trade deadline is passed, which is why I was saying time and time again to add depth to the deadline. The Dolphins did not do that on the offensive line. But if they sign Bobby Massey, they're not going to be able to play him next week because he hasn't been with the team. He's got to work his way back into game shape. Batman, biggest draft need, O-line or corner? Offensive line, I think you need a right tackle. I think you need a consistent right tackle. Brandon Shell's been fine. Austin Jackson cannot stay on the field. Right tackle, 100%. Chad Jones, how you feeling, Will? After all the Tennessee whiskey, can Bobby Massey be good? As smooth as Tennessee whiskey, my man. We appreciate all the super chats today, Chad. Can Bobby Massey be good at left tackle? They're not going to move Terron Armstead. Oh, okay, you're saying if Armstead's out. He'd be better than Greg Little. I mean, keep in mind how disastrous Greg Little was at the beginning of the season when he was getting some minutes. He was the worst offensive lineman in the league. Quite literally. The worst graded offensive lineman in all football. You cannot have Greg Little on the field. Chad, we'd be better off throwing you out there at left tackle. I'm not even kidding. Zach Attack, is Josh Boyer safe? I don't think his job was ever in danger. I think that if the defense continued to be really inconsistent, then yes. I still need to see more consistency from the defense before I'm sold on Josh Boyer. And the defense on the road this season has been the worst road defense in the league, giving up 32 points per game on the road. Guess what you're doing the next 3 weeks? You're on the road, 3-game road trip. And when the schedule was released back in May, I highlighted this road trip, and I said if the Dolphins can survive this, they'd be in great shape. They're 8-3. I think we expected them to be 8-3, 7-4, something like that after the first 11 games. So they go to San Francisco, to LA, and then to Buffalo. If you go 2-1 there, I'd be thrilled. If you didn't get a question in, be sure to @ me on Twitter, or my DMs are open. You can message me and ask me any questions you have at WillScott44 on Twitter. Appreciate all of you watching today's post-game show. This has been Willie Fins. Talk to you again soon. All right, guys, how we feeling? The Jags just took the lead. Wow. All right. We're doing shot clock. If we get some supers, we'll stay live. Otherwise, we're going to bounce. It's been a lot of fun with you guys today. Been a lot of fun. John Ruiz, come back for Dolphins Live on Thursday. We're doing a mailbag then. Oh, my gosh. Lamar just threw a missile. Wow. That's one of the best throws I've ever seen Lamar make. That was Deshaun Jackson. 1:30 on the shot clock. We get some supers, we'll stay live. Otherwise, we're going to bounce. 1:20 on the shot clock. Seeps, final thoughts from this game.
I thought the Dolphins dominated. If they wanted to win 55-0, I feel like they could have. I just feel like, I don't know, when Armstead went out, Tua went out.
Dude.
Offense kind of took the foot off the gas, but obviously you're not at full
Armstead being
force.
hurt is going to be a problem.
Especially against Bosa next week.
Right. Yeah, that's going to be an issue. Barry Jackson just tweeted, that's 11 touchdowns and no picks for Tua since he returned from concussion. Hilarious how Houston had no interest in Tua in Deshaun Watson trade discussions a year ago.
That's
a blessing how it turned out for Miami.
It is funny.
Thank goodness we don't have Deshaun Watson, man. Yeah. David
Seriously.
Storm, I'm so happy your mother's doing well, my friend. We'll continue to pray. Shout out David Storm. 15 seconds shot clock. We're about to bounce. 2nd and 1 for the Ravens, by the way, at the 14-yard line. They need just a field goal. Take the lead. All right, we're going to bounce, guys. Thanks so much. We had a great time. We're going to be live on Thursday for Dolphins Live. And then next Sunday, one of the biggest games of the year, not just with the Dolphins, but in the National Football League.
Yeah.
Miami against San Francisco. Mike McDaniel's homecoming game. Going to be a lot of fun. Go down, subscribe to the channel so you do not miss that. We'll get you some Dolphins videos this week. In the meantime, we'll keep you posted on Terron Armstead. I think a lot of people are going to be curious about that. But thanks, producer Patrick Seaman. Always enjoy working with him. This has been Willie Fins. Again, just shout out everyone in Super Chat today. Chad Jones and David Breakout, man. They were just legends. Thanks so much to them. We really appreciate you guys. All right, Willie Fins. We'll see you soon.